Hello everyone! Welcome back to, I was about to say Bioshock, Spider-Man, the PS4 Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man. I'm just gonna call it Spider-Man PS4, PS4 Spider-Man. Just call it Spider-Man, Jesus Christ. I don't understand why this is so hard for me. In the last episode, we, learned that Peter's job is to work for Dr. Octavius, and help him out with learning how to do prosthetics. It also turns out that Dr. Octavius definitely knows that we work for Spider-Man, or he might be suspicious that we are Spider-Man, but story-wise, it's only going to tell us that he knows that we're Spider-Man's suit crafter, as he called us. So there's that. In this episode, we're going to be getting all of the Oscorp satellite collectible things that we learned about last episode. And, yeah, the main reason we're doing this is so we can fill out the entire map and make getting collectibles easier much later on. So let's start off in Greenwich. Might as well, right? So yeah. Also, let me set my timer. That is like a minute off, so that's cool. That's it. So actually, if you guys know the Impractical Jokers, that show on True TV that I haven't talked about before, but plenty of people enjoy. Well, it turns out, they are they're a comedian group. They do shows and all that jazz. Well, it turns out that they're called the Tenderloins. And I was asking myself a few days ago, why are they called the Tenderloins? And then I realized something. As playing this game, actually, funny enough. They're called the Tenderloins. It's because it's in a part of New York. There's a place called the Tenderloin. And I didn't make that correlation. I didn't put those two together because I have bad brain smart disease. I've lost 3 chromosomes, basically. So, yeah, I didn't put that together, and I'm like, why would you name yourself the Tenderloins? And I'm like, is it because they're fat? Which they're not really, but they are a bit chunky, to say the least. And then now I'm the idiot, right? So yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, like, me, right? How about I try to transition this a little bit better? So I'm gonna do a little bit of a northern line here, where I'm just gonna start talking about whatever, because it doesn't really matter. It's more of just collecting everything within an area and just dealing with them. So I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a northern line, which, again, talking about whatever. I just said that. I'm really good at that. So I have family game night with my family, like, every weekend, or at least we try to do it every weekend. It might not always work, but we try to do it. This weekend we've actually had 2 days of family weekend. So first we had, it was Friday, which is funny enough. Like a few days ago for you guys. Well, we have a Switch. We got a Switch recently because Christmas time passed, and it was a family gift. So we have a Switch, and my mom decided it was a good idea to get Just Dance 2019. Personally, I was like, please don't. It's not a good game, But I knew as soon as she said that she was gonna get it, she was getting it, and I was gonna end up having to dance with her to make her happy, and I don't mind doing that. It's, of course, I enjoy making her happy. It's my job as her child, right? So I'm doing my I'm doing my thing, and then it comes in, and I'm playing the Switch. All right, playing the Switch, Just Dance. My brothers, all right, they're not big fanatics, and they are young, so when they don't want to do something, they're gonna fight for it. Like, really fight for it, more than anyone else would, rather than just accepting their fate. So they start fighting to go against it. My youngest brother decides to just cave in, and he starts playing. My second youngest brother, or the middle child-ish, that lives here, is actually, funny enough, he didn't want to play so much that when we were like, you can't play the Switch unless you play Smash, unless you play 2019 with us, because he wants to play Smash, because we promised him Smash. He just wouldn't. He actually just didn't want to play, he wouldn't play the Switch, just so that he didn't have to play Just Dance 2019, right? And I'm, it's whatever. I try to persuade him, doesn't work. So I'm gonna end up playing Just Dance 19 with her, and it's great, right? Perfect time. It's Just Dance 19. It's dancing. You're gonna have fun while dancing, no matter what. It's again just dancing. No one has any semblance of negativity while dancing, unless of course there's something bad happened while you were dancing, like your father died. You hit him in the head you dabbed on your dad too hard, and he had a heart attack and died. Either way. That only happens 1 in a million. Again, positive vibes. That's what I'm trying to say. Very positive vibes. There's this one song that, it's just so bad. But, all 2019 Just Dance songs are bad. Plus, you have to pay for Nintendo Online to get for the songs. You can only have, I think, 50 of them. And they're not even good songs. I think the only songs I knew were Havana by Camila Camaro, I think was her name, and I'm Still Standing by Elton John. And it's just those 2 songs. Everything else is definitely a Latin American song that I don't know, or songs that just don't make sense to me. Why is this a song? So, we end up finding a song that it's pretty enjoyable. It looks enjoyable. All right, it's called Shaky Shaky, or Shaky Shake, or something like that. And funny enough, it's actually by one of the people that made Despacito, Daddy Yankee. Great name, horrible name. Daddy Yankee, right? We start doing it, and I've done this song so many times because it's actually one of our favorites, because of many reasons. So we start playing it, and it's just the most fun. Funny enough, I actually wasn't playing it. Now that I wasn't playing it, but I was still in the same idea. I actually ended up recording it and putting it up on my for my Snap story for everyone to see. People commented on it. It's pretty good. Either way, just chilling, watching them do it, and it's just the funniest thing. Watching people do Just Dance when they get into it, right? It's like me when I get into games, or me when I get really into Smash Brothers. I'm getting into it, but instead of sitting there and concentrating on the game, you're concentrating on dancing in Just Dance. Hence the name Just Dance. I don't know what it is, but it's the world's funniest thing. And then added with, the lyrics that are so bad, which the lyrics, I swear to God, are just shaky, 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 shaky. Look it up, I swear to God. It is the most annoying song if it wasn't for Just Dance. Just because of Just Dance, I don't mind the song. I swear, look it up. It's bad. It's not a good song. It really isn't. And it's just so bad. It's just those positive vibes that brings the family together. Either way, so there was that, right? We ended up playing some Mario Party. And funny enough, I actually had my worst Mario Party experience ever playing, actually, on Friday. So, after Just Dance, after such a positive game, we ended up playing Mario Party. Now, Mario Party is either either a game that brings the family together or something that rips them apart. Normally, it brought it together. Today, it ripped it apart like it was nothing. Right? So we played the new Super Mario Party, the one that's for the Switch that is it's a decent game, but not as good as the others, I don't think. We're playing it, and, it's 10 rounds, 60 seconds. It's not very big, right? And it really only takes, half an hour. It never really takes 60 minutes. So we're playing it, and my younger brother is playing. Well, actually, both my younger brothers are playing him. And they're, again, younger. One of them's in 3rd grade, the other one's in kindergarten. Actually, the other one's in 1st grade, not kindergarten. they're young. And out of my kind heart, I try helping them out, being like, this would probably end up being better for you because this and this, right? But of course, my parents didn't like that. And I'm fine with it. I don't quite see why they're angry with it, but of course I understand. We'll just go with it, right? And I just do it without even thinking about it. So every time I would do it, which is at like every round, because I just want to help them out, I'd get yelled at, and I'm like, I'm helping them. And then and then there's this one thing you go to Lakitu, which in this game, you could steal coins or steal a star, which is a boo in every other game. So we're there. Well, my brother is there, and I'm like, you could have stolen coins from me, my dad, or my youngest brother, who had 8 coins. I had, I think, 27, and my dad had 35. Who would you steal coins from? Put in the comments. I'm going to tell you right now which ones I'd go by. I'd steal my dad's because he had 35 coins, making him the most coins, making him very well the most profit. Well, my brother ended up taking it away from my other brother. How about we just give them names? That's probably for the best. All right, we're going to name my youngest brother Sanchez, and I'm going to name my second youngest, the middle child, Lopez. All right, so Lopez stole the coins from Sanchez, and this is not their names, by the way, and I'm not Spanish, so this wouldn't make sense. So Lopez took the coins from Sanchez, and Sanchez only had 8 coins, and I'm like, that was just messed up. Like, there was no reason to do that. Like, that's not necessary. Especially because Sanchez was actually in the last place, so it was even more of a burn, basically. And I'm like, that was just messed up. You should have stolen coins from Dad. And I swear, my mom and my dad were like, that's messed up. Why'd you just tell him to steal coins from Dad? I'm like, he has the most coins. If he's like, you would get the most profit from him. It's just, that's like percentage-wise, stealing, coins from the person with the least is a lot worse than stealing coins from the ones with the most. And they got all mad, like, oh, you're always trying to get the boys against me, and just so that you can better yourself. And I'm like, so how am I getting profit from helping the boys? That's what we call them, by the way. By helping the boys do better. And we ended up finishing that argument, and I got pretty salty just because it was like, I'm helping them and they're getting mad. Of course, I still end up helping them because it's, again, I just do it on a whim. Like, I don't even think about it half the time, and I'm just like, you could do this or you could do this, and because it's just like a thing, right? If I felt like there was actual danger, if I felt like I was playing against actual people, well, of course they're actual people, but if I was playing against like people who knew what they were doing and knew like what was going on and like were serious, like actually like really serious, I wouldn't say a word, but because it's my brothers and I care very greatly about them and I want them to do well and I want them to learn, I help them out. So I ended up, it was a very bad Mario Party game. So it went from such positivity to such absolute hatred of like, to like the family degree where you still love them but you hate them, right? It's very, very sucky. And then we played Smash, and then it was all good. And that's good, right? So, today's a family game night, which was actually a few hours ago. We played Smash again, because it's one of those games that it just brings us together. And we didn't end up doing Just Dance, we ended up doing Super Mario Party, so we just didn't even worry about it. We ended up playing Smash, right? And Smash is great, because I have all the characters on my Switch account, while my dad, which is more of the family Switch account, doesn't actually have all the characters. And I don't like them using my account unless I'm there. Because here's the thing. I originally was going to unlock all of the characters on my dad's account, the family account. So we had all the characters for when we all wanted to play Smash. My dad said, no, don't do that. If the boys, well, again, remember, that's what we call them, want to, like, if, like, we're playing with the boys and, you know, we want to unlock them, we want to, you know, we want to play, and they somehow get to unlock a character, it's like, you know, it's like they're gonna make their year. And I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, you're gonna be missing out on a bunch of characters. So I kind of semi went behind his back with him knowing, but, like, not really, like, I went and unlocked a little bit more than, like, a few characters. I unlocked a good, like, 20 originally, just so that we had the starting. Like, you had a start. You had some type of variety. And then I stopped. And then I made my own account. And it took me legitimately, like, 2 or 3 days to get all 74 characters, because it's a family Switch, and it makes it a lot harder to actually get in there and just grind out every character. So after a few days, I ended up getting them. And now, every time they play Smash, they want all the characters. And guess who they have to come to play all the characters? Me. So it makes it so at every time someone's playing Smash, I'm always added. And it's so nice. It's so good. But either way, that's not the story. Basically, we were playing Smash. Then we were playing afterwards, around 7 today. We decided to play one of these card games that we have that is called Stuff Happens. Basically, I think I've talked about it before, where in this board game you measure how bad certain things are from a 0.1 to 100 scale. Basically, it goes from getting a paper cut to being buried alive, right? And the premise of the game is to basically guess between two things, where does one thing stand. So between, you know, getting a paper cut and being buried alive, where does, you know, peeing the bed every day, where does that lie? You know, around, like, 60. And then you only have, like, a 0.1, you have a 60, and you have a 100. So where does, you know, getting an arm amputated lie? Between a 60 and a 100, right? Now, on these cards, it gives you the scenarios, and there's 200 cards. Right, and there's the numbers on them, so that's where you have to guess. It's not just like, oh, it's this, how bad is it? So you have to guess by using the cards. So you take the cards, and you look at them, and it's like, oh, you know, getting a paper cut, that's really not all that bad. It hurts, but it's not bad. And then you look at, like, finding a worm in your apple, and it's like 22 on the scale of misery. I should probably say what it is. It's basically how bad something is, how miserable you'll become, and how, like, basically, how bad is something, right? How bad overall is something. That's what it is. Again, like, getting a paper cut isn't bad at all. It's just, it's like, it's sucky. But it's not, like, horrible. You don't have to go to the hospital for it. Of course, that's unless you paper cut yourself so hard that your thumb comes off. But, like, being buried alive, you are going to die. You suffocate and die. There is no possible way to get out of that situation. Like, it's something like that. So there's so many cards that are like, this makes sense, and then there's so many that are like, this makes no sense. Right? And it's a game where, like, you can play it when you're young, but at the same time, a lot of things don't make as much sense. When you're younger, you should probably play it when you're a little bit older, so you have an idea of what's going on. For instance, like getting your identity stolen, or like getting a car impounded. You just, you know, you don't quite understand that when you're 10, right? Or 10 or 9 or 10. You're like, oh, impound. What's that word mean? So, funny enough, we ended up playing with my younger brothers, which are around that age. Well, my one brother that's around that age, and my other brother actually was on a team with my mom, just so he was included, which is, you know, that's fair, I think. Include the boys, right? And we're playing it, and I keep getting, like... when I have to read to my brother the questions, the cards, so that he can actually put it in between, you know, put it in the misery, the numbers of misery, whatever it is called. I'm like, he's not gonna get this. And I had like 4 of them that were like it, and it was so sad to watch, because it was like, he doesn't quite understand, so it's definitely annoying. And then he goes on to the next person, which was my mom, so she would end up getting it pretty easily. Funny enough, you know, she didn't end up winning, but it was me and my dad who won a round. We did 2 rounds. But it's like, you know, like, I understand, like, where we come from, so we can, like, let the boys play, but at the same time, it sucks that it's kind of a lot harder for him to understand. It's like playing Monopoly when you're 3. Or really playing Monopoly whenever. I mean, Monopoly sucks. Can we just put that down now? Monopoly sucks, but what sucks more than Monopoly is Fortnite Monopoly. And speaking of Fortnite Monopoly, I actually saw a good friend of mine. That's not a good friend of mine. It's more of like a family friend, like someone who is quote unquote family because they're such good friends with my mom, right? And you know, there's that. So that's side of the family, right? So one of the kids on that side of the family, I actually don't know the kid's name, so we're gonna name him Rudolph. Yeah, Rudolph works. So Rudolph, you know, we're all in the living room on this big Christmas Eve party, because it's Christmas Eve and we're like spending it with friends and family. And this Rudolph, I swear to God, opens this thing, and he just looks down with the look of, like, not disappointment, not like excitement. He gives a very neutral look, and he looks at Fortnite Monopoly, because it's a very, like, Fortnite, which is in his mind, Fortnite, I like Fortnite, does the formal T-pose, does, like, the take the L dance, right? Fortnite, and then he looks at Monopoly, and he's like, oh, economics, that's not fun. So it was very meh. And then as someone who doesn't mind Fortnite, but knows the cancer of it, and knows that freaking Monopoly is such a crowd pleaser, so fun. It's kind of sad. Fortnite Monopoly is one of those things where it just shouldn't have been made, because it's just that bad. Speaking of Monopoly, we played Cheaters Monopoly, another thing that's like a good game, but also probably shouldn't have been made. Yeah, last time I played it, the board got flipped, and everyone got mad at each other, and since then, my dad has vowed to never play Monopoly since. It's kind of sad. But, you know, it's whatever. And with that, I believe, yeah, I think we'll get a little bit of the conversation going on between Yuri and Spider Cop here, if it will happen.
And that's that.
There you go.
Every crime tower in the city's now repaired.
Pretty good work, right?
Pretty good, yeah.
Good enough that maybe you'd let a certain someone celebrate with us?
Fine, but make it quick.
The odds were long, the danger close. But between Spider Cop's reckless intuition and the Chief's determined planning, they got the job done.
Oh yeah.
Aw, that's kind of sweet.
A pairing of opposites.
Like peanut butter and chocolate.
Or breakfast for dinner. The two work together.
And we're done. Talk to you later, Spider Cop.
She's coming around, right? Yeah, definitely.
Alright, with that, we're going to end the episode. I'm sorry I wasn't able to talk about this Monopoly story with the Cheaters Monopoly, but it's pretty bad. It ends with a lot of cheating, of course, because it's Cheaters Monopoly. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this amazing episode of Stories Galore about my last 2 days, this day and yesterday, and about how, you know, that's it. Also, take notice that it only took us 20 minutes to actually, like 25 minutes to get everything. So yeah, we're gonna let this end the episode, basically.
Except ones I think are worthy of further discussion, like this one. I've heard reports of Spider-Man hovering around radio towers. At first,
Hovering?
he was
Like,
sabotaging them.
like
far more
Rosaline. I don't know why Rosaline is him. Oh well, smash.
in his misguided delusion that he is protecting us. Is he hacking into all our conversations?
Yes,
Business deals, credit card transactions,
definitely.
those personal calls with the wife when you're on a long, lonely book tour.
Yes.
I mean, when one is on a book tour, I wasn't talking about myself. I don't do that sort of thing. And anyone who thinks they have recordings of me doing it is wrong.
I think he's on a book tour. Whatever. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Crash channel. I feel like I need a new outro. I like the whole like peace thing, but like at the same time, I think I need a new one. I've been saying this for like a year now, but still, I just gotta think about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Crash channel. In the next episode, of course, we'll deal with this construction thing and see what Fisk. I was about to say Fink because of Bioshock, but Fisk. What Fisk has got going on in his construction site and how many drugs he's been dealing out here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.